The UK is filled with a huge variety of theme parks, each offering their own unique themed areas. Parks such as my local park, Chessington, as well as Porton's Park and Alton Towers are all known for having a great range of theming throughout their parks. Usually when you make your way around these parks, you're introduced to completely different atmospheres, styles, and even storylines, making each area feel like its own small world. It's a small world. Now a few weeks ago, I looked at some of the best themed areas in the UK, and for some reason, the first area that I spoke about was Fearless Valley. Fearless Valley and theming. Are we serious? However, this time, instead of looking at the more incredibly themed areas, we're looking at the more mid ones. Now similarly to last time, I'll rate the ride offerings out of 10, the theming out of 10, and also the food, stalls and facilities such as toilets, stuff like that, out of 10. Which will give each area a total of 30 points. And if you obviously get near 30 points, you're in dreamland. But if you get closer to 0 points, you're kind of cooked, I can't lie. Now the areas today that we're going to be looking at are the Jungle at Thorpe Park, Land of the Tiger at Chessington, Adventure Point at Chessington, Katanga Canyon, and Amity. So we have a few of them that are known for their theming, so it might not be all bad today. And if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure to get this to like 2 billion likes. Okay, let's get into this. First of all, we have the Jungle, featuring Nemesis Inferno and Mr. Monkey's Banana Ride, and Pizza and Pasta. Like last time, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is theming. Yeah, what do I say about this? So the jungle area at Thorpe Park is themed to a jungle with an active volcano eruption taking place. And don't forget the monkeys and bananas. That's very nice. The scenery and greenery in the area is quite nice. It's really nice to look at. Alongside the Nemesis Inferno Q-line ambience and music, it does portray a nice feeling of being near an active volcano and in a jungle. Apart from that, what do I say about this? The crocodiles? I'm going to keep my thing brief, free for scenery. Now that's not to say that's a bad area. I really like the jungle, but in terms of theming, there's not really anything there. However, we have the ride offerings. Now, we have Mr. Monkey's Banana Ride, and we also have Nemesis Inferno. Now, Mr. Monkey's Banana Ride is a chill flat ride that you have for kids. I know Thorpe Park is aimed for like thrill seekers and stuff like that, but I think it's important to have these small rides just in case other people don't want to go on these thrill rides. So I think that's a good thing that this ride's there. And the soundtrack's kind of a bop too, so that's a positive. Now moving on to Nemesis Inferno. This is one of my favorite coasters in the country. It may be due to the fact that I am a B&M invert glazer, but this ride features an incredible pre-lift section that is unique to pretty much every coaster I've been on, where you go through a volcano and a lot of the time the mist is on, and if the mist isn't on, then you're just going through a shed, it feels like. But it's a really nice pre-lift section and establishes the setting of the ride being near a volcano, so very cool. The ride features a vertical loop, 0-0 and 2 interlocking corkscrews, which are really cool. This ride is pacey and it pulls 4.5 Gs, and if you don't know what that means, let's just say it's a pretty intense coaster. Now this is a pretty good ride offering. It's pretty much almost perfect for, you know, an area. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. Now in terms of stalls and facilities, you have Pizza and Pasta, which is a decent restaurant. I haven't eaten there myself, but ride comparisons used to like it. And they also have the Nemesis Inferno gift shop, which is, it's a cool gift shop. I've gotten a few merchandise items from there, so good stuff. And once again, I'll give that a 7 out of 10. Can't really go wrong with it. Giving the jungle a total of 17 points. Now once again, I don't think this is a bad area at all. I think this is a really good area as well. But if there was theming, I think it would just be that level higher. To be fair, like Fearless Valley, not every area needs to have theming, but I guess it would just be nice to have a little bit more, you know what I mean? On the next area, we have Land of the Tiger, formerly known as Mystic East at Chessington World of Adventures. This area is themed to tigers, and it features Tiger Rock as its only ride. So for the first thing, obviously, we're going to talk about is theming. Now, if you asked me from 2018 to 2020, I would have said the theming is top tier. But over the years, it has looked a bit run down. I get every year they do their best to update it, but if you see some of the buildings by Tiger Rock's entrance, it looks a bit run down. Some of the paint's peeling, and yeah, it doesn't look at its best at the moment. Also, as impressive as the giant tiger statue is on the second drop, the last drop of Tiger Rock, I just think it needs more of a jet wash to look more clean. But again, that's just my opinion. If you disagree, that's okay. And I feel like in this area, especially on Tiger Rock, on that first drop, there's this empty tunnel. I feel like that could do with a bit more work. So yeah, for theming, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. In terms of ride offerings, you have Tiger Rock, and that's it. Now, Tiger Rock is a solid log flume, formerly known as Dragon Falls. Now, I'm not really sure what to say about this other than the fact that it's a solid log flume. It features one smaller drop and one large drop. You get more wet on the smaller drop, by the way. Well, that's just me. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'll give ride offerings, I mean, it's just one ride. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, I guess. Now, in terms of facilities, there is a gift shop. There are a few food stalls, I think. And there's a cafe. The big three, you can't really go wrong with that. I'll give you another 6 out of 10. Giving Land of the Tiger a total of 18 points. But anyways, on to the next area. So we're still at Chessington. Alright. And here's an area that's underappreciated, I think. And that's Adventure Point. This is more of the main hub area of Chessington, so you can't really expect too much. So I'm going to rate it for what it is. Now, the only ride in terms of ride offering that you have is Adventure Tree Carousel. But you do also have the Chessington Armada, which is the boats, I think. Anyways, I don't know why I'm talking about ride offering. Let's talk about theming. Now, in terms of theming, I think the theming is actually pretty good in this area. Especially the carousel. I think the carousel was one of the best looking carousels I've seen with my own eyes. Also, the building structures and the paintwork is really nice. I really like it. You know what? I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And in terms of ride offerings, you have the carousel. There's not really much to say about that. Give it a 6. And in terms of facilities, well, you have so much restaurants here. You have pizza, pasta, a donut shop, gift shops, and another cafe, I believe. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you also have toilets. So this is a pretty good area. In terms of facilities, I'll give you a 7 out of 10. Giving Adventure Point the total of 21 points, which is pretty good. For what it is as well. I'm impressed. Finally, at a new park, Alton Towers, we have Katanga Canyon, featuring the 2 family rides, Congo River Rapids, and Runaway Mine Train. Now, I haven't been here in a while, so it's going to be kind of hard for me to comment on this. But from what I remember and vlogs I've seen, the area is really nicely landscaped. It's quite immersive, so yeah. I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. In terms of ride offerings, it's a family area. You have the River Rapids and the family coaster, Runaway Mine Train. But yeah, these are 2 solid rides to have. But yeah, I really like River Rapids type rides. It's a shame Legoland Windsor removed theirs. And Runaway Mine Train, it's a fun coaster. Obviously it's not the most intense, it's a family coaster, but it's still a lot of fun. Give it a 7 out of 10 again. Now, in terms of facilities and stuff, now from what I remember, this has a plaza which features a restaurant, a gift shop, and also toilets, so you can't really go wrong with that. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Giving Katanga Canyon a total of 21 points, which is pretty good. These aren't bad. What's going on? On to our final area, back at Thorpe Park, is Amity. Now, in terms of theming, I think this is actually a really well themed area. I don't know why this is on the list. I know why, it's because I put Fearless Valley and the Dark Forest in the first video. So Amity is themed to the 1950s, and it features many references to the 1950s, and the rides in these areas are also really nicely themed, as well as the restaurants such as the KFC. So for theming, I'm going to give this a 7. Now, I'm not going to lie, there's so many rides in Amity, so I guess we're going to go through all of them. So you have the obvious Stealth, Tidal Wave, Storm Surge, the most random ride at any theme park, Depth Charge, Flying Fish, Double Teeth Party, and High Striker. I don't think I'm going to be talking about High Striker. I can't even fit on it. We're going to start by talking about the obvious Stealth. Now, Stealth is an Intamin hydraulic launch coaster, which is a dying breed, unfortunately, and it launches riders from 0 to 18 miles per hour in 1.8 seconds, and its height is 205 feet. Now, this rider is short, but it's special. There's nothing like it in the UK. Don't you dare say Rita. We also have Tidal Wave, which is probably one of the wettest rides in the UK. Now, another water ride in this area that you don't get that wet on is Storm Surge, which is basically, it feels like a water slide, and it's kind of out of place, but it's fun, I guess. Depth Charge, another random water slide, which is, it's nice to have in a park. You also have the Goat Flying Fish, which is a family powered mat coaster, which is amazing. Double Tea Party, it's a teacups ride, you get sick on it. And High Striker, a Zamperla mini drop tower ride, which is made for younger thrill seekers, so if you're over the ages of 8 years old, you shouldn't be going on it. Ride offerings, there's too much rides. There's not too much rides. I mean, that's a good thing for this. I'm gonna give the ride offerings in Amity as a whole a 10 out of 10. There's such a great variety of rides, and the variety ranges from small thrill seekers to big thrill seekers, you know what I mean? Anyways, facilities, you have one of the best themed KFCs, really nicely themed toilets, a gift shop, another gift shop. There's too much going on. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10 again. This should have been in the first video, which give this a total of 27 points. Why are you in this video, Amity? You should have been replaced by the Forbidden Kingdom. Now, I once again want to say none of these areas are crap, but I say they're more of the lesser, well-themed areas. Anyways, subscribe or I'll put you on hero for a day. Guys, I'd just like to say, if I've forgotten to put any credits down, comment down below and I'll add them to the description. Obviously, I'm gonna aim to put them in, but if I forget any, let me know. And make sure to subscribe, or I'll send you for 50 laps of Rattlesnake non-stop, or maybe 50 laps of Saw the Ride. What would you prefer? Okay, bye now.